Hello and welcome. This is Jensen with Soft Edges, and this is your week ahead reading for the week of January 5th to the 11th, 2026. We got our cards pulled out. Let's light our candle, get us in ritual. We're in the reading space, so everything that happens is part of the ritual, and in case you can't see, you probably can't. I'm trying to light this match, and I'm not successful. There we go. So what does that mean to me? If this week you're feeling like, we're getting right into the reading apparently. If this week you feel like something's not taking, like the spark isn't taking, or like inspiration isn't coming through on how to work through something, trust that it will. Oh, and our candle went out. Oh, this is unexpected. Sorry. I'm just sorry if I'm making tons of noise. I'm getting another candle. Again, we're in the ritual space. This is so unexpected. What is this saying to me? Man, I did have charms, but we might not even need charms for this reading because we have a whole pre-reading going on right here. Let's see. I realize you can't see what I'm doing. I'm like off camera doing all this. The thing that you're trying to light, not lighting. So like, I don't know. What does that make me think of? If you're trying to start something and the match isn't lighting or let me think of how to say this differently. The resources, let's say that. What if the match is like the resource or the spark of inspiration or the people you need to bring something together? If at first you're like, what the fuck? It's not working. And then it works. There is potential that it might go out again and you have to completely start anew. I wonder who that message is for and how that's going to show up. It's so random. Sorry that this is such a long start to this video. But again, we're in the ritual space, so it's part of the ritual. This week, astrology-wise, Sun, Mars, and Venus are all together in Capricorn. Like together. They're going to conjunct each other. And this is really interesting. And it really talks about Mars is exalted, meaning it's in its highest form in Mars. In Capricorn, oh my gosh, my words. With Venus, who values like long-term stability. When I think of Venus in Capricorn, I think of like classic beauty, classic values. And with the sun, it's like the Venus and Mars of it all are hiding behind the sun. There's just big astrology here. I'm so curious to see how this like comes together for us. Let's just see what the cards have to say. That's mostly what's happening this week. And then when they're together, when they're conjunct in the sky, the sun, Mars, and Venus, they're also opposing Jupiter. So it's its own kind of like magic, you know? All right, we're going to kind of keep it simple this week. This feels like it's supposed to be for Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see. Message for Monday, Tuesday. For the collective energy for Monday, Tuesday. Whoever's watching this. Oh, geez, Louise. The cards are all like, so we have something to say. Too many cards, angels. Just one. All right, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, interesting. It's interesting because we're in the wake of the full moon. I'm recording this on Sunday. What's today? Sunday the 4th. The full moon was yesterday. Wonder what's coming up from that energy. And look at the way both of these creatures and people are facing to the past. 6 of Wands is interesting with like the success when I contemplate the match not lighting, like things not working out, and just like but feeling successful in another way. And the 3 of Coins. Ooh, I kind of love that. All right, so there's that. And then I'll just pull 2 like oracle cards. Let's see. So I have the Imbolc Oracle. I'm pretty excited about this. What do I want to ask about this? Maybe I'm going to ask like, what is the Mars, Venus, Sun conjunction like highlighting for us at this time? in Capricorn. What is the highlighting? I think we'll take the 2 cards. And then asking maybe how to stay. Well, first I want to see what these are, and then we'll see. Snowdrops. When all seems to stem from the unknown, hold firm in knowing that all will be as it should. Okay. And horned owl. Become the shadow that watches, keeping quiet while moving intentionally. Whoa. I'm just like really drawn to this person, this human inside this owl. Okay. I never give myself enough space. Let me just move some stuff around. Okay, we're all organized. This to me, these 2 energies talk a lot about like staying within. It's still winter in the Northern Hemisphere if this is where you're reading this. And if you're not, I think there's still a call for you to like be really slow. There's like intentional. If things aren't working out the way we expect, right? Like the candle, like how do we just like, there's a retreat energy here and just like being really silent and observing. Yeah, how do we work with this? This is calling my name. Imagine. Okay. Alrighty, what am I seeing here? For Monday, Tuesday with the 6 of Wands, I really am loving this energy of, oh, look at like the Easter Island. I don't know, monolith statues. So the 6 of Wands talks about success. It is the success card. It's like having overcome something with so much, it's earth. I mean, it's wands, so it should be fiery and like passionate and have to do with like a hobby or something that you have been working a long time towards. And the reason why I say a long time is if you look around him, everything is stone, which is really unique to this deck and this card because that's not like the wands cards. It doesn't want to move slowly. It wants to move very quickly. And stone moves the most slowly. So what does this say? This says like seeing in the beginning of the week, feeling successful in something that you've been working towards for a long time. And right now, honestly, I'm hearing like, it looks, because it's right here, it says like things are working out as they should. It looks different than you expected. How can you still feel joy about that? Because I do get a sense that it might not initially feel like success to you. And if it does, it might be like, I think you still know that the 6 is not the end of the road, right? Like a 6 is talking about, it's not the full journey. It's not the 10 to restart. So I think you know that though you've won, right now I'm hearing you've won the battle, but you don't know about the war yet. You don't know about like the longevity of this success. I'm also hearing right now that there's something about like these old statues that you don't necessarily understand what it is you've won yet. Or you don't you don't yet know, like you've won something, but you don't know the implications of the long-term, I want to say consequences, but consequences seems negative. You don't know the long-term, the words are failing me today. You don't know the long-term, I'm going to say consequences of this win. Midweek, we have the moon, and right off the bat, as soon as I looked at this card, I'm hearing like, do you know, there's like an old proverb. There's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something that talks about like, which wolf do you feed? The shadow, it is so interesting because it talks about shadow up here too. It's like, what wolf do you feed? The shadow or the light? And it's just basically like, well, you have to tend to both, right? Like, and I'm really getting that here. Look at the way because the moon often with the depictions of the dogs talks about our unconscious and our subconscious, conscious and subconscious minds, especially with the water here. The moon card is ruled by Pisces, and there's something really ethereal about this energy, especially with the cards that we have here. Snowdrop. What did I say earlier? I don't think I said snowdrop. That's really interesting. I think that this card is telling us that midweek, it will be really important to like go within. Have I been saying that enough lately? Is anyone else as fucking sick of that as I am? There's something here about, like, what do snowdrops do? They, like, pop up and are they like some of the first flowers to bloom in the spring? I don't necessarily remember. But there's something about them that come from nothing. Like this says, when all seems to stem from the unknown. There's something about this moon card that's talking about this belief in something bigger than us. Right now I'm hearing there's a lot of stuff going on, and it would be really easy for us to get wrapped up in, like, what does this mean? And sometimes it's easy for us to, like, because we're so overwhelmed by, like, what do I do with this information? We detach in all kinds of ways. We detach via our phones. We detach it with substances. We detached by, like, our various vices. And the moon card here is telling me that it'll be important to midweek to get grounded enough to know that you don't need to understand right now. Again, there's another message here about understanding. This is quite curious. You don't need to know what this means, this like win of some kind. And you don't need to know what to do with all of the stuff, all the information right now. You don't need to know what's going to bloom, or because I think that we're so worried that because there's so much going on, there's so much noise. I think we're so worried. We're waiting for, like, more bad to happen. But there's something here around trusting that, like, what's stirring in the unknown, what's stirring in the spaces we don't know or understand yet, there is going to be a bloom that comes out. This feels like so broad, big picture. I want to rein it in. I'm calling the angels right now. Like, how do I rein this in? So what I'm hearing right now is midweek, slow down. Like, seriously, slow down. And because it talks about intentional movement, I'm watching this girl, like, walk her dog, and she's not listening to a podcast, and she's not listening to a book, and she's not listening to music. She's just walking her dog. That's her only job, is to, like, walk the dog. So I think there's, like, Thich Nhat Hanh, or it's like a Buddhist thing. It's just like carry water, stack wood. Invitation this week to, if you're feeling here, there, everywhere, you can't understand the emotions that are swirling around, you can't understand the bigger picture right now. In order for you to understand the macro, come back to the micro. Get really intentional in each of your daily movements, especially midweek. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the 3 of coins, and I love this. And the 3 of coins is seriously one of my favorite cards in the tarot, because it makes me think about the ways that we all have something to give and to share. And the 3 of coins is like the coming together of creating something. So I'm curious, like, what came together for you? What, through, like, this somewhat success, through moving intentionally in your week, what is on the other side towards the end of the week when this conjunction happens and it opposes Jupiter? Like, what if this looks like you, like, unintentionally, but intentionally manifesting people into your life to help you move forward with this project? I'm thinking about the candle from the beginning again. Yeah, there's something too about with this Imagine card. Like, I think we're so used to operating a certain way. And there's an invitation this week to, like, expect the unexpected. Imagine something bigger for yourself. There's this slowing down too. Look at this person reading. Look at the voraciousness in which he is reading all these books. Oh, so interesting. It's an old woman. When I've been looking at this card, I thought this was like an old, like, colonial person or something. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's just something here about, like, look at, okay, we're talking about success in the beginning of the week, and then you look in this Imagine card, and they have all of these ribbons, these winnings for this, like, I'm assuming show dog. So, like, what is something you're really proud of that you've worked really hard on that you want to see successful? This is interesting. I'm very curious about what this all means with, like, the success card earlier in the week. And then we have the dogs again. What is that? So interesting. I'm going to sit for 1 minute and see if like something specific wants to come through about that. Something I just heard is, again, going back to like the wolf, like which wolf do you feed, the dark or the light, or like the wild or the tame or whatever? And it's funny the ways that we like really try to like tame our dogs, right? Like, I mean, they have to act respectively, but like there's something here about just what would it be like to explore your wild side? There's very little wildness in these cards, right? Like everything in here feels quite tame. Even this like horse could go out of control, or the dogs could be out of control. They're not. This one's stone. It's moving slow. These are like leashed. This one is also tamed. Or like I get a sense of tameness because of like the ribbons and the way that it's like probably like a show dog. So it like acts on command. There's something here about feeding the wild parts of you this week. And what does that look like? And I don't think that it's outward. I think this is just a contemplation of like, what would it be like? What would it be like to go off script? That's what I just heard. Because whoever you think is watching is distracted. They're not paying attention to you. And when they do pay attention to you, they're just trying to control you. Yeah, there's something here too with the horned owl that talks about in the dark, how do I say this? In the like quiet of the night, right? You like move intentionally and swiftly, and you're not like jumping all around the snow to get your food or what you want. You wait. And right when you see what you want, you like go after it. And that's wild. There's wildness to that. I'm just going to try to pull a charm and see what comes out. Okay. We have this mirror on the moon. But I was like sitting like this, so it's really interesting. So there's something here about like reflection, or in midweek too, like Wednesday, Thursday, reflecting on the tameness and reflecting on intentionality. We also got this new charm I made. It's not all done yet, but it's coming. It's butter, and it reminds us to soften. And there's something here about like, and it was, underneath this, there's something here about like softening into a great work, softening into your expectations of what this is going to look like. I'm very curious. I'm feeling into the Venus, Mars, Sun conjunction of it all. And I really feel like, because the Sun is kind of blocking out the Venus, the values, the Mars, the action towards it. I don't necessarily feel like we get clarity this week, but if anything, we can trust that there will be a time for us to take action towards the thing that we're moving towards. And it's just not now. And we might have expectations of what it might look like, but remember to soften. I feel like we're in the time of year too that like deals with reflecting. So there's just more emphasis on moving slowly, reflecting, being intentional. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing for the week this week. Good luck. Thanks for being here as always. I'll see you on the other side. And yeah, hang in there. I'm curious to know what your wildness looks like.